Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that Aron, the CEO of the company, just killed the whole short squeeze thing in AMC? Well, not quite yet. Not quite yet. Because before you cuss me out or you push that unsubscribe button, hear me out for a second, because that is not exactly what is going on behind the scenes in reality. Because by looking at the tweet he mentioned on yesterday, June 15, inbound tweets asks, people have been asking over and over for a share count, which we know it's a way for us to actually expose officially, or one way of exposing officially, the synthetics and the fake shares, because we know that this is an illegal practice in the market. Now, AMC has done a share count 6 times in the past year, and we know that of the whole float of 516.8 million AMC shares, some of you believe the count is much higher. As I've said before, this is the part where things get interesting. As I've said before, we've seen no reliable info on so-called synthetic or fake shares. Now, this is a little bit disturbing, and that's why I think a lot of people are kind of, trying to blame or attack him, because when he's saying there is no reliable info on so-called synthetics or fake shares, it's pretty much undermine the whole theory of the short squeeze here in AMC. All right, so that is the reason why, by reading it at first glance, it looks like it. Now let's look at what Trey responded, right after. Adam, can the company release the 6 share counts findings and methodologies open source for investors to read over? Many will be interested in the process to the conclusion. And I think this is really very, very true. All right. Now, let's flip the other side of the story. The company, as an issuer of a publicly traded company, I don't think they have a way without proof to officially come up and say, based on regulations and, whatever procedures they need to, follow and protect themselves for being sued and be legally charged. They can't say without having, official proof and solid proof that they have synthetics, because so far nobody knows exactly the amount of synthetics, because all of these synthetics are being monitored and traded and circulating in dark pools where few people, if not the participants, have access to. So can you please tell me how Aron will have some way of knowing exactly how many shares are being traded in the dark pools legally? That's number one. Number two, even though when you look at the facts, and the facts are, when you look at the volume, you look at the price action, you look at the volume being traded into the dark pools, you look at so many other elements in doing your research and your due diligence in what is happening here with AMC stock, it's very obvious that for the amount of shares that are outstanding, you can't just simply tell us there is no synthetic out there. But he's a CEO. We can tell that. I believe we can tell that. But he can't, just because he's a public figure. And he's the CEO of a publicly traded company in the stock market. So that's why I think that's where I stand. I may be wrong. I may be missing some, some cues here, some insights, but that's the reason why I think things are confusing. It's not quite, black or white. Now, another things to look for. AMC, this is a statement that AMC published. AMC expects to receive an approximate count of number of individual shareholders whose trades have settled as of June 2nd and release the information as soon as it's available, which is currently anticipated to be no later than June 9. The company does not record or have access to information regarding any share lending or short selling transactions other than what is publicly available from third-party providers. This is confirming what I was saying earlier about them having solid proof, because all of these synthetics and fake shares are not publicly traded. So you can have access to them. All right. Now, AMC only maintains records regarding the shares it has legally issued and which are outstanding. Kind of backing up what he said on its tweet here. Another thing to kind of notice, according to Short the VIX, Aron has contacted the New York Stock Exchange surrounding the amount of failure to deliver on AMC and plans to do it again. Now, this is really interesting. This is really interesting, folks. Why? Because we know that fail to delivers, or the FTDs, the failure to delivers, is pretty much one of the big reasons why AMC price has been pinned to unimaginable lows, unimaginable given the amount of buying pressure and holding pressure in this play. All right. Now, if something is being done, or if something were to be done, either by the New York Stock Exchange or any other party, to make sure those failure to deliver are properly executed, then we can expect a huge bounce. Why? Because the FTDs on AMC are like 200 times over companies like Apple or Tesla or even Amazon, which are big chips. Like, the stock is being held by so many people that it will be so much difficult to have failed to deliver when it comes to the option market, the option chain, etc., etc. But when it comes to AMC, with the amount of people holding and buying, still we have failure to delivers. So something to definitely monitor and look for, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it just because we've been here before with some of the catalysts. We usually, tend to have a lot of expectations onto, but that is, the very bottom line, the very, finish line, we end up going back to square one again. So I don't want to hold my breath on this, but something might, definitely be worthwhile checking on. So that's my stand on this whole issue. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Is Aron really trying to do his job as a CEO, or do you think he's pro or against a significant side, whether, the apes or neutral? I don't know.